Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counselor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. And also, I offer astrology charts now. Just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive deep here, guys, and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And also, let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. All right? Okay, so let's go. Okay, so you were coming in with the Wheel of Fortune, and you were coming in with the Justice card here in your reading. Now, what I pick up with the Wheel of Fortune here, you're coming in with Aquarius and Sagittarius. All right? Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. I'm just going to tell you why that is significant here in your reading, because with the Wheel of Fortune, what it can imply here, guys, is how to come out of that stuck mentality. This could very well be your person. How to come out of that negative mindset here, guys, okay? And toxic patterns of behaving here. See, it's about being aware of that here. And so what it also talks about here in your reading, it is coming in as foresight when you're coming in with the Justice card here. See, for your person, what I get there, and as well as yourself here, is recognizing here what the Wheel of Fortune is all about here. It can come in as the truth about oneself and one's reality. Now, when I spoke about those negatives here, guys, what I'm talking about there is definitely how you see yourself here, how you see others, or how you may project that negative onto others here. And with the Justice card also coming in here, it's being able to recognize that, all right, guys, and to make those changes, those necessary changes that need to happen here. Because with that, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice card coming in, it comes in as foresight here, guys. It comes in as knowing the negative in order to embrace the positive here. So that the Wheel of Fortune actually turns here in your favor. Now, to turn it in your favor, you're coming in with a radical shift here, radical changes, Uranus here, guys, all right? And you're also coming in with seeing things in a different light here, guys, seeing things different here, that more positive here, guys. And see, that comes in as that expansion and growth when you're coming in with Jupiter, because that's really what this is talking about here. How to rebuild oneself, one's life, reprogram here, how to re-establish a connection with people that mean a lot to you here, guys. And also, this comes about as what it is I need to let go of here, what it is I need to work on, work through here, guys, in order to be in a better place or to live a better life. The Justice card here in your reading. Now, what it can also talk about there in your reading is the work that you do, the people that you work with in terms of the Wheel of Fortune, in terms of that negative here, guys, yeah, and how you work with people here in order to show people how to transmute and release negative attachments here. Coming in with the Justice card here in your reading, yeah. See, that Justice card is also coming in as being a better version of yourself. At this point in time, Venus is actually in Taurus, okay, which is its sign here. And so it talks about self-confidence here. It talks about self-worth here in your reading. It also comes in as your health and well-being here, your appearance, also the inner you as well here, guys. It talks about your stability, you being stable here, and that's all coming about because of the Wheel of Fortune here. How to create stability in your life, how to take those, like I said, it's about turning that wheel in your favor here to create positive changes. It's coming in as how to re-establish yourself here, how to ground yourself here, guys, and release and transmute negative attachments and negative energy here in your reading. That's what both those cards are talking about here. Because there is a radical shift happening here, and it's actually coming in as the mind is changing here. There is a level up happening here. And when I talk about a level up, it talks about things becoming clear here. It talks about taking the correct action here. It's about learning from your lessons. All right, guys? The changes are happening there. It comes in as critical theory, how I like to see it here. All right? Of course, it is about understanding and knowing oneself, okay? So that you are able to pinpoint here, guys, pinpoint what needs to be left in the past cycle, what needs to be worked through here, and what also needs to be transmuted and released. That's what these cards are saying. And see, with both these cards on the table, it's talking about here, guys, that this is the only way. And what I get here is that you know that. You know that. I get your person is beginning to know that here in your reading. I do get here is you are coming in with ownership and responsibility as well. And it is coming in as how you talk, how you communicate to people. Here, it's not just about chatting here, guys, and making out you know. All right, guys, it's coming in as deep and meaningful. And to be deep and meaningful here, guys, is to be sympathetic. Here is to listen. Okay, speak with compassion and empathy here. That's what's happening here, guys, in your reading. See, for yourself here, what I'm picking up here is that you're well aware here, I do seem to think you're well aware here that people hold on to negative attachments of a past pain, hurt and fear. Okay, you know that. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is talking about here. And being able to help people here and support people to transmute or to work through here, to transmute and release those negative attachments here, okay, is the correct way, is what it's saying here in your reading. Because I also pick up here in your reading is that you have belief and faith in the work that you do here. It comes in as true purpose, your true purpose here, guys. Okay? All right, so you were coming in with the Two of Cups. You were coming in with the Ten of Swords. And you were also coming in with the Knight of Swords here in your reading. And so the Two of Cups and the Ten of Swords here in your reading is actually coming in as both the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice card. All right, so let me just break that down for you. See, the Ten of Swords in your reading is coming in as what your person had to deal with here in the cycle, in the Wheel of Fortune, what they actually went through here, from childhood to their adult life, here in your reading. And when you're coming in with the Two of Cups, what it talks about there in your reading is the disbelief that love is real, that love is true. Okay? And this comes in for also others here that you work with here. Because love has always been shown a certain way here, guys. And so it picks up on, you pick up on pain, hurt and fear. That's what the Ten of Swords can be also talking about here. Hence why you come in with hate, misery and hopelessness here in your reading. Yes, of course, I also see the Ten of Swords as learning your lessons here, learning lessons, all right? And when you're in the Wheel of Fortune and you have negative patterns and habits and you have toxic patterns of behaving, you don't see it as a negative here. You see everybody else as a negative, but what it's talking about here with the Ten of Swords is that realization here that love is actually true and real, and I can have it. I deserve it. I do deserve to be loved here. This is exactly what your person is going through. I do deserve to be loved here. I can receive and return love here. It can be reciprocal here in your reading. But the obstacle and the challenge for your person here was that it was actually the cycle that they were in. I don't know if they saw it that way at that point in time. Because what the Ten of Swords can also talk about here for your person is that they had everything was going against your person. So it was far easier here, guys, to let you go, here, guys, is to let love go. Because remember, they had a perception of love here in your reading. And to carry on with what they were doing. That's what it's also talking about here. And it proved to be an obstacle and a challenge, because it is an obstacle and a challenge for your person at this point in time. See, this is coming in as a huge realization. Remember, I spoke about Jupiter here in your reading. And so what I do get there, guys, is that it comes in as for your person, what is a loving relationship? But in actual fact here, guys, what is love? What is nurture? What is care? And what is love here? And because they're going through that, okay, because they're learning from that, it is creating a radical shift within your person. And it's coming in by way of their thoughts and their patterns of thinking here. Hence why you come in with the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Swords here in your reading. See, that Knight of Swords is actually coming in as a light bulb moment here for your person. They just get it. They just recognize that they have been in an outdated belief system or an outdated program here. And they have just been in that cycle here. There's a word for it, and I just about had it, but that's what it's also talking about here. See, this shift, this radical shift in your person's mindset here is actually, I would say here in your reading, helping your person or supporting your person here to finally speak the truth about love here. What it looks like, what it feels like here in your reading. Now this Justice card that comes in, the Justice card is actually coming in as the Two of Cups here for your person to finally realize here in your reading that this just is true and real love here. That's what it's talking about. All right. So you were coming in, let's move on. So you're coming in with the Seven of Cups. You have the Knight, King of Wands, and you have the Eight of Pentacles here. This is the potential outcome here in your reading. 1 minute, guys. What it tells me here in your reading for your person, these changes are necessary in a sense for you to go back towards them here, and vice versa, of course, here. There's a lot that needs to be sorted. There's a lot that needs to be fixed up, and it's not just your person. This is also coming in as yourself as well here, guys. See, now's not a time to slip here in your reading. What I do get here in your reading is that even for yourself is to realize here that this is your person, the King of Wands, here potentially here in your reading. But what I also pick up here, guys, is that you both know each other. You both know each other rather one here. Because you are coming in with wish fulfillment here. See, it's about the both of yous going back towards each other here. Potentially here in your reading. Now, coming in with the King of Wands, what it's talking about there in your reading, it's coming in as wanting to be better here, or wanting to be a better version of themselves. Here it can talk about, here in your reading, wanting to work on your guys' relationship now. All right. Because it does, there is an element here in your reading, all right, guys, is that for yourself, not too sure about your person, not too sure about the King of Wands here, okay? Right? But I do get here in your reading, getting that clarity here. It's also how it's coming in. Getting that clarity, knowing that, okay, so they have made changes here, but it's also for your person to know that they've made changes as well here in your reading. I don't think here, like I said, you both have chosen each other. You may not have chosen each other. No, I get here you both have chosen each other here. There is no illusion here. What it talks about there in your reading, for you, the viewer, choose wisely. Yeah, okay. All right. Now you are coming in with the Eight of Wands here in your reading. And so what the Eight of Wands is talking about here, guys, it's actually coming in as, because you do have Jupiter and Uranus, and those planets, you know, those ruling planets are about movement here. They're about change here, guys, innovation here, okay? And that's what I get with the Eight of Wands, that things are going to shift here in your reading. Yes, of course, it does have an element of communication. And what it talks about there in your reading is that there's going to be a difference here in the way in which you and your person communicate. All right, guys? That's what it's also talking about here in your reading. All right? See, it's coming in as for your person here. They're going to have the courage here to actually speak their truth here in your reading, but also to it comes in as being able to express themselves in a loving way. That's what it's saying. And being able to trust that. That's what I'm getting here, guys. Yeah. All right, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your video, guys, and your reading. I do appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you later. Bye.